Ready to unlock the power of your own breath.
Absolutely.
We're about to take a deep dive into the world of breathwork, a world where ancient wisdom meets modern science.
I love that.
We'll be exploring fascinating techniques and uncover how something as simple as conscious breathing can lead to profound transformations. Speaking of ancient wisdom, we've got a treasure trove of sources on this, covering practices from across the globe: yoga, Tibetan techniques, Sufism, Taoism.
Yeah, it seems like every culture has recognized the incredible potential of the breath for centuries.
It's like we instinctively know, right? Like breath is important.
Yeah.
Yet we forget to tap into its full potential. And that's exactly what I'm excited to uncover today, those aha moments that make you realize just how much power your breath holds. And one of those aha moments, I think, might just come from understanding the diaphragm.
Yeah.
That often overlooked muscle that's key to breathing. Now, I'll admit, I don't think about my diaphragm very often. What makes it so special when it comes to breath work?
Well, think of your diaphragm as a parachute inside your chest.
Okay.
When you take a deep breath in, it contracts and moves down, creating space for your lungs to expand fully.
Oh, wow.
This is diaphragmatic breathing, and it's the foundation of many breathwork techniques. And the benefits are pretty amazing. It calms your nervous system, improves oxygen intake, and even gently massages your internal organs.
Okay, hold on. Massages your internal organs. Now, that's something I need to try.
Right.
You're telling me that simply by engaging my diaphragm correctly, I can experience all those benefits.
Exactly. It's one of those things that seems almost too simple to be true. But the science backs it up.
That reminds me that one of our sources mentioned the forward fold stretch and how it can impact our breathing. Now, I know the forward fold is great for stretching hamstrings, but how does that tie into breath work?
That's a great question, and it highlights how interconnected our bodies truly are. You see, tight hamstrings can actually restrict the movement of your diaphragm.
Really?
It's like trying to open a parachute in a cramped closet. It can't fully expand.
So restricted hamstrings mean restricted breathing.
Precisely. And that can lead to shallower breaths, which can then trigger a feeling of anxiety in some people. The forward fold helps lengthen those hamstrings, giving your diaphragm more room to move freely and allowing you to breathe more deeply.
It's like one of those things where you don't realize it's connected until somebody points it out to you, and then you're like, oh, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's amazing how something as simple as a hamstring stretch can impact something as vital as our breath. It really makes you appreciate the interconnectedness of the body.
It does, and it speaks to the power of breath work itself. You've shared some sources that dive into specific techniques.
Right.
And it's like a treasure map of possibilities.
Right. I know. It's exciting. We've got everything from breath-holding exercises to techniques with calming mantras. Speaking of, I'm a bit curious about the breath-holding ones. I'll admit the idea makes me slightly nervous.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Our instinct is to breathe, so holding back can feel counterintuitive.
Right.
But as one of your sources emphasizes, it's not about pushing yourself to the limit or seeing how long you can go without air.
Right.
It's about safely exploring your breath capacity and becoming more aware of the subtle sensations of breathing.
I see. It's more about mindful awareness than endurance.
Absolutely. And for those who might not be ready for breath holding, there are gentler techniques like the twice the calm breath. It involves specific inhale and exhale counts paired with a calming mantra.
Yep.
Imagine a simple, accessible tool to dial down anxiety just by changing how you breathe.
That sounds amazing. Breathwork for anxiety, so straightforward yet potentially life-changing. But we also have some information on more intense breathwork techniques, right? The ones that involve rapid inhales and exhales.
Yes, and while they can be incredibly powerful, it's crucial to approach those with caution.
Right.
One source mentions a technique that can induce dizziness, lightheadedness, and even tingling sensations. While those can be normal reactions as your physiology shifts, it's crucial to approach these techniques gradually and seek guidance if needed. Don't go diving into the deep end of the pool without knowing how to swim first.
So it's like finding the right level of challenge for your body and experience level?
Exactly. We're all unique, and our breathwork practices should reflect that.
Okay.
It's about listening to your body and finding what works best for you.
That makes perfect sense. Now, regardless of the specific technique, what are some fundamental principles that apply to safe and effective breathwork?
That's a great question, and the answer might seem surprisingly simple. Diaphragmatic breathing, relaxation, and body awareness. These are the cornerstones.
So it's not just about breathing, it's about how we breathe and how we pay attention to our body's response.
Exactly. And this attention to breath and body leads us to another fascinating aspect, the therapeutic applications of breath work.
You mean how breath work can be used for healing? We've got sources mentioning everything from emotional release to addressing physical ailments like asthma, back pain, and even irritable bowel syndrome, IBS.
That's right.
Yeah.
For instance, with chronic back pain, many people unconsciously hold tension in their diaphragm and surrounding muscles.
Oh, wow.
Specific breathing techniques can help release that tension and even retrain those muscles to function more effectively.
So breathwork can be a powerful tool for pain management.
It can be, yes. And beyond physical ailments, some sources even touch on the concept of breathwork releasing energy.
Interesting.
It's like breathwork acts as a bridge, connecting us to deeper levels of consciousness and even spiritual experiences.
You mentioned spiritual experiences. That makes me think of holotropic breathwork, a more structured approach using faster breathing, evocative music, and trained facilitators. It sounds pretty intense.
It can be.
Yeah.
The Groffs, who developed holotropic breathwork, explain that it can lead to what they call perinatal and transpersonal experiences. These terms might sound complex,
They do.
but essentially they refer to the potential of breathwork to help us process early life experiences, even those from birth,
Oh, wow.
and to access states of awareness that go beyond our everyday sense of self.
I see.
It's like using your breath to journey into the depths of your consciousness.
Wow, that does sound like a deep inner journey, but you're saying it should always be done under guidance, right?
Absolutely. Holotropic breathwork is a powerful process and should only be practiced with trained facilitators who can ensure a safe and supportive environment.
Right, that makes sense. It's incredible how something as natural as breath can be used in such a deliberate and potentially transformative way.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about incorporating breath work into everyday life. Does it always have to be a structured practice? Or can simply being more aware of our breath throughout the day be beneficial?
That's a fantastic question. And the answer is, any conscious attention to your breath is a powerful tool. It's like having a superpower in your back pocket.
So even small moments of breath awareness can make a difference.
Exactly. Think of it this way. Your breath is always with you. It's a constant rhythm, a reminder of your aliveness. Just by noticing it, even for a few seconds throughout the day, you create a connection to your body, to the present moment.
It's like hitting the pause button on autopilot and actually tuning in to that incredible intelligence of our own body.
Exactly. And there are simple yet powerful techniques you can weave into your day. One that comes to mind is the balancing breath, also known as alternate nostril breathing.
Right.
It's a beautiful way to harmonize energy and bring a sense of balance to your entire system.
I've heard of that one. It seems like something that you could do almost anywhere, anytime.
You absolutely can. And you can even experiment with different breathing patterns while walking. Try lengthening your exhales and notice how grounding and calming it feels. It's like anchoring yourself to the present moment with each exhale.
I love that. It's amazing how we can access these simple yet profound tools just by bringing awareness to our breath. But there's one more aspect I want to touch on before we wrap up, and that is the connection between breath work and energy.
Okay.
Our sources mention life force, subtle energies, chakras, meridians. It's fascinating, but also a bit mysterious.
Right.
Is there any scientific basis for these concepts, or are they more in the realm of spirituality?
That's a great question, and it's an area where scientific understanding is still emerging. Think of it like exploring a new frontier. We're just beginning to map the territory.
So it's like a blend of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge research.
Precisely. Well, the scientific understanding of subtle energy is still developing. There's intriguing research on bioelectricity and its potential connection to practices like acupuncture.
Oh, interesting.
And while much of the evidence for breathwork's impact on energy is experiential, meaning it's based on what people feel and experience, that doesn't diminish its potential.
Right. It seems like breathwork invites us to be open to exploring those subtle realms of experience, even if science doesn't fully understand them yet.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's a journey of discovery.
This entire deep dive has been a journey of discovery. It's incredible how something as essential as breath can hold so much potential for healing, for transformation, for connecting with ourselves on a deeper level.
And that's the key takeaway, isn't it? That power lies within each of us, waiting to be unlocked.
So to our listener, as you go about your day, we invite you to take a moment to notice your breath, feel its rhythm, its ebb and flow. And as you breathe, remember this. You're not just breathing air. You're breathing life force. You're tapping into a power that can transform your well-being, your consciousness, your experience of life itself. The journey of breathwork is yours to explore, one breath at a time.